All right, man. So a couple weeks ago, we've had guests. So we haven't been able to really argue this, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't really disagree that often on this show. Honestly, I mean, we do maybe like on some nuance, but like we don't really
Well,
disagree
when we
that
do,
much.
it's for important stuff. Like
It is
it's
no the
yeah.
most. We don't
Uh-huh.
agree on the most important things. That's what people need
Mm-hmm.
to realize about that. But so a few weeks ago, I was posting and I saw I bought a like a half ounce of weed, really good deal from this guy, and he his number is something. His government name is the no,
Yeah.
but the I got it, and he gave it to me with 4 different eighths in that half ounce. I was just like, wonderful. Didn't tell me what any of them were,
Mm-hmm.
and like they all there's one purple one, and then 3 just like I could throw them in a jar, and I would have no clue which one they were.
Yeah.
So not even consistent, like nothing's different about them. So I realized halfway through, I'm like, I remember like in high school, like when I would smoke and I would just buy whatever somebody had, right? Like it was a mixed bag. I never knew what indica and sativa was. And I didn't until I learned it, right? Until I learned it from like working in dispensaries. That's when I started feeling the effects. So
Uh-huh.
I think it's placebo. I think the
Mm,
difference between indicas and you disagree.
nah,
And you
hard
disagree.
disagree, dude. Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
okay, first off, when did you learn?
No, same thing. I don't think uh no, I remember like definitely getting different kinds and being like, this feels different. This feels hella different, and but yeah, it took a while for sure. But the thing is, everything's just hybrids now.
That's what I'm
So I
saying.
think
That's what I'm saying.
but
They
but
blur it.
but they blur it. But that doesn't mean there's not a difference. Is what I'm saying. Like for me, like Jack Herrera versus like Afghan Kush might as well be 2 different drugs. Like literally, I'm serious, dude. I'm 100% serious.
Hmm.
It is night and day.
Yeah.
And it's not even. I'm not even just like it's a physical difference. It's like literally like if I smoke some crazy indica, my eyes turn bloodshot red like immediately. There's no getting around it.
That's
And
tight.
I could smoke like Jack Herrera all day, and like not even, people couldn't even tell, like
Yeah.
that I'm high, and and yeah, there's definitely like gray areas and nuances and shit. Like, and there's some sativas that aren't like that, and you know what I mean. But I think generally as a rule, there's definitely a fat difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I lean sativa. I
yeah,
don't
you
really fuck
do.
with indicas.
Like at all,
It's like
even if you are trying to go to sleep.
I don't even like the feeling of going to sleep on an indica. Really, it's like
Oh
it's
shit.
hella heavy. I wake up even the next day. I wake up, my eyes are red.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
know
like,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah. But no, I mean, I don't hate on indicas. Like I'll fuck with
Yeah,
them.
don't you
But
dare. Don't you
I
no.
just remember like
Yeah.
buying like like when you go to your dealer and you get like, oh, here's some purple, and you wouldn't get shit done for like 2 weeks, and then you go like, oh, I got some like train wreck, and you'd be like fucking like doing kung fu and signing up for like community college classes and shit.
That
It's
does
like,
happen. I remember doing that all the
yeah,
time, doing kung
yeah,
fu
dude.
and signing up for community college. But
Shoot, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
spinning the
it's,
sign for Subway and stuff.
mm,
Yeah, the
yeah.
no yeah. What's crazy about me is like I
Yeah.
went through a only indica phase,
Yeah, yeah.
only like for years and years and years.
I remember. Hang on, though. I remember you said. I remember when we were like fucking young, when we were like teenagers. You were talking about purple weed, and you're like, "Man, that shit just makes you stare into your soul, like some dark shit or something, like
Yeah,
some."
then all weed
Yeah,
does that for me though. That's the thing. And
yeah,
but here's the
yeah,
thing. It's the other thing with placebo. It's an aesthetic thing. You look at purple and you go, I'm gonna be tired.
yeah,
When you
yeah.
look, that's the way I look. The way I
When you
look
look
at.
at
And
bright ass
I'm
green,
sorry,
you're like
dude. For me, all
wired.
weed eventually makes me tired. So like,
Yeah,
if I smoke up
yeah.
like a fat ass joint full of fucking sativa, even if it is Jack Herrera, yeah, I might be like wound up. I get what you're saying. Like originally,
Hmm.
I'm tired after.
Yeah, yeah.
So like
Same. Yeah, I feel that.
and I get it that it's not an upper like per se, but I don't know. To me, it didn't make a lot of sense. Like I feel like there's people like I remember when I worked at the clubs and like you'd get like the first time guy comes in, he's like, yeah, been smoking 74. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay, cool. But it's his first time buying it at like a club, and I'm like, so are you
Yeah.
like more of an indica or sativa guy? And he goes, purple,
Yeah.
and yeah, or like, or he'll just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
or he'll like name some strain that doesn't exist from like
See, but that
1978.
dude probably smoking sativa, ironically enough, because like
Was he?
that's just what weed was back in the day. I feel, and that's my. I'm not saying that indica didn't exist, but like
Oh God,
in here's my
that's a
conspiracy.
great. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say. Yeah,
indica doesn't. It actually doesn't exist. Yeah,
Australia and indica do
yeah,
not exist.
yeah, dude. But no, the fucking um, no. What I was saying that it was just a thing for legality. All the growers, because indica grows shorter, you can like trim them, keep them short,
Mhm.
and they're done in like 2 months or whatever, hella quick. Versus sativa's the opposite. They grow hella tall, and you need them outside, and they take like hella long till the end of the season. So
Yeah.
of course everyone was growing in, like, especially during like the 90s and the aughts, everyone
Or
was
when
just going
cookies came out,
exactly,
like
dude.
that
Yeah,
shit was like, man. But then you'd see,
cookies.
actually, this is
Yeah.
hybrid cookies. And when I'm sorry to interrupt, but when I was in working at dispensaries, like my boss would be like, "Here, I bought this. This is fire." And it's like
Yep.
we're like, and then I'll be like, "We already have like 4 sativas on the shelf and like 1 indica." He's like,
Mhm.
"Just make it an indica." Like, you know,
Yeah,
like, he would just say
dude.
like, just call it something else.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called. I just looked at it.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the guy who had purple weed that tried to sell it to us? And it was like my boss came to me and I was like, it was the most purple shit I've ever seen. Like it was unbelievable. Like just like Minnesota
Literally.
Vikings. Like
Yeah.
just like what Randy Moss
Yeah.
98. Like and
Yeah.
and like I saw it, I'm like, there's just no way that weed could be this purple. I fucking banged that shit on the table and like wet purple shit came off like ink almost. And I was like, you
Yeah.
fucking prick, dude. He's like,
Yeah, dude.
so we'll call it 5,200 for a pound. Yeah. And like, would you sit there with a Sharpie? Like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like fucking coating each nug, dude.
purple's
Yeah.
really hot right now. We got to change
Yeah.
the color. I
Paint.
didn't know that before I planted. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
nail polish, dude. Fucking,
you were
yeah.
saying about the plants growing.
Well, yeah, it's just everyone just went hard on the indica. Like I feel a lot of weed smokers. Maybe these days it's different, but for a while, like people that like weren't into weed, they were like, I don't like the way it makes me feel. They were like smoking heavy indicas grown by some shitty indoor grower, like hella high THC content. It just like knocks you on your ass. Versus like I bet if you introduced them to like a Jack Herrera or something like that early on, they'd have a totally different experience. Maybe now it's different, with the options are so widespread and everything. But yeah, I do feel it is like, I think for a whole generation and a half, it just kind of made, I don't know, like, yeah. And then I don't know, indicas just make me feel like an addict when I'm like constantly hitting that shit, and it's like, yeah.
See, I think indicas taste better.
They do.
Like,
Actually,
if there was to be a difference, I think it tastes. But I think it's more flavorful, like some OG. When your throat starts tickling and a little mucus comes up, you're like, that's OG right there.
It's full bodied, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
ocean grown. Let's go.
And like that skunkiness and shit. Yeah.
No, it's good. And like that was the reason, like why I would go towards that. It wasn't like, oh, I feel better like this. But when I would smoke sativa, I'm already a wound up person. You know what I mean? Like I'm already wound up. Like I would wake up and like wake and bake fucking cookies and shit and go do my day. I mean, I'm not saying I fucking, save the world and shit, but I would go out and do what I needed to do today. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was always like, I feel like if you never learned, you wouldn't know. Like if you never learned, you wouldn't be like, oh, this one.
Like just look at
tired.
like just the smell of Jack Herrera versus like smell of even the smell. You're like, this is two totally different things.
No,
one smells like a fucking
different strain. I just don't know that there's different. I don't know that the difference is that crazy between that. Like, I don't know. That's all I would say.
No,
I mean, that's the thing is because I'd been buying from clubs for the longest time. So I knew what I was getting. I was getting this hybrid. It tested it, but it was that thrill of getting like just the mystery ounce, man, embracing the mystery and just getting the mystery ounce and being like, oh, fuck, I don't know what this is. You know what I mean? And it was awesome. Like I got higher. Cool. It was like cool. And I was just like, there was purple, right? There was one that was purple, so I knew that one threw it off. But the rest of them were just like regular, got the little orange hair, all that kind of stuff. It's perfect, and no,
and some of the best spud I smoked has been hybrids too. You don't want to knock the hybrid.
I miss buying off the street though. Hybrids. I mean, I usually just buy the hybrid because I'm just like, well, you called it a hybrid. I don't know what this is. I usually just be like, let me get that because for whatever reason they always had the best price and best like quality when it was a hybrid. I don't know. I just remember you remember buying weed back in the day, like how long it took. Like you would spend a day buying weed. You had
to wait. Yeah, you had to wait for the guy to come from his room and he's making a phone call or
I don't have a jar as a Wendy's.
Oh wait, let me go get this. I gotta go fucking answer the door for this dude. And you're just like,
you barehanded. I have to barehand this fucking quarter. You know,
got any tinfoil or anything?
Yeah,
dude.
It's like I got a cup. Yeah, you're like
the days. A cup. I gotta ride the bus, dude.
Like my mom is waiting. My mom picked me up. Yeah, she's outside. But and you have a straw at least? Yeah, so I could hide it. But no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But let's get to the meat of the discussion.
Yeah. What everyone else
AOC.
is talking about. Dude.
AOC,
Yeah.
healthcare, please.
Yeah, dude.
And
Healthcare.
we're that
Dude,
guy. That's
I
what
live
we
for
are
this
now.
shit, dude. I live for this shit, man.
You do. Ironically,
just,
you live for healthcare discussions. Yeah.
I just love. This is like for me, this is like the most interesting thing that's happened since Bernie lost in terms of like our shit, the shit that we care about. That's not like Joe Biden or some bullshit like that, you know.
And it doesn't involve him. This is totally like that's. I mean, it does involve him, but it's a
He's
conversation.
like a background. He's in the background.
He's just like not gonna happen in the background, licking the ice cream cone. Don't care.
Nope. Yeah,
that's cute. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, Jack, keep talking. I like when you guys talk. Yeah, and
no, dude. Yeah. So what? So break it down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, okay. So and we are not. And maybe I'll speak for myself here, but like we're not the most like Congress like representative. Like we don't know it. We're not crazy policy people. We know what we want, but like we're not the type of people that are gonna, like, I don't know how many votes. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying. All I know is that AOC has been pushed by people, and I don't even know who was actually pushing. Was it Jimmy Dore that was pushing for it?
Apparently,
was he like the original?
He popularized the idea. Yeah, he's like
vote. For a vote, right? Is it Congress? I guess, yeah, or something like that.
House,
in the House, yeah, obviously.
Floor vote, yeah,
floor vote.
Yeah,
for like Medicare for all, and yeah, like it's not going to pass. We all know that. Nobody said like, I hope it passes. There might be a few weirdos on Twitter, like that were like, hope it passes.
Yeah,
tweeting at all the politicians the night before, vote for it, please. You know, and there were probably a few people doing that, but we knew it wasn't going to pass.
Yeah.
But then you get these same people that were like going crazy. What's going down, Snickers? And the people are going crazy, going like, you can't demand that from her. It's not good strategy.
It's
her.
Yeah, it's holding her speakership hostage, saying like, yo, we're not, even if you don't just do a floor vote on Medicare for all, we all know it's not going to pass. Literally, let's just do a vote on it. Then we won't elect you Speaker of the House. And I think you only need 15 people to say no, 15 Democrats to say no for her to be removed from that position, basically. So Jimmy Dore is like, yo, you guys could just hold this position hostage and be like, we're progressives, we want a floor vote on Medicare for all, to see who's literally going to go on the record as pro or against, And it's like, that's all you need to do. And then I guess it blew up, but yeah, it was like his idea, basically, right?
Yeah,
more or less. He popularized it recently. He didn't come up with the concept of doing that or whatever. And then like Justin Jackson was blowing it up and hitting up AOC, and like AOC's responding to him. But not Jimmy Dore.
What is AOC going to start doing? Follow Fridays too? Like what?
Yeah, dude.
No, she's like on there, and then she's like, "Wow, this tweet blew up. Check out these shirts."
Yeah, No, dude, and that's it. Dumb. And so anyway, so she's not down. Right? She's not down to force a vote. That's the whole thing. She's like, well, actually, does the whole
and West Wing ass strategy. Yeah,
exactly, dude. And it's like
the shit we all hate.
The whole thing is like, he's like, well, we need to go for shit that actually matters and stuff that actually has a chance of passing, like $15 minimum wage. And I'm like, yo, everyone supports that already. There's not a fucking Anyway, everyone's broken this down already. Like, I don't want to do what everyone else has done. No. But it's like, but yeah, just the fact that like literally she's like, no, can't do that right now. Can't force a vote right now. And bro, it's like triggered this crazy fucking storm of debate on this topic, man. And whereas like people on our side will be like, yeah, she should force a vote, and for these reasons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and people on their other side are like, Jimmy Dore's like mean, he's fucking, it's like literally the argument.
They're doing what they were doing. The Hillary people were doing towards like Bernie, and the Warren people were doing towards Bernie. Yeah, but it's Bernie people doing it to Bernie people. I mean, dude. Look, we're all a little bit past that, and some people are still there. But at what point? At one point,
dude, this is why I love this shit, because I don't care about all the drama that normally goes on. Honestly, I don't. Like, I don't care about politics. Like, I care about policies, But this is one of those things that's so line in the sand. Like, so she ran on that, right? Exactly. She fucking ran on doing.
I'm pulling up her tweet right now while you talk. Keep going.
Yeah.
And So, some people say a co-sponsor list isn't genuine and forcing a vote. even if it fails, we'll add clarity by putting people on record, even though co-sponsor list is on record. Problem with the GOP Senate. How are you any different than a liberal when you just blame everything on the Senate? And people can still just disingenuously vote because they know it's going to be.
Also, that's not the fucking House. That's the Senate. Like, what the? That's besides. Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly. So now you've actually made life harder for organizers. Yes, we have.
Oh, the organizers' life is so hard, dude.
Yeah. Won't somebody think of the organizers? And
look at the actual M4A grassroots organizers. Oh,
that's
the
problem. Yeah, that's why I don't associate myself with the left anymore.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
They're like, Christopher Nolan did not cast a traditional Indian woman in this movie. Like J.K. Rowling said, what? Right after the Bernie shit, and I was like, oh, that's the direction we're going in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that's
what the
thing?
fuck?
Like
man?
that was the problem I had with all this. Is like, okay, there was a fork in the road after the primary and Bernie went down. You could have gone with us. And I'm not saying we're organizing anything crazy, but you could have gone with us mentally, right? And said, okay, we still need all this shit to happen. You know what I mean? It's not going to be from Bernie. We still need all this shit.
Yeah.
All these other people are like, okay, here's how Bernie can still win. But in the meantime, we need to purify Twitter. We need, and then COVID just cucked all of them. I mean, I won't even like,
dude.
That was the other reason why I don't really fuck with the left anymore. And we'll get to that a little bit later. I wanted to talk to you that later. But with this healthcare thing, okay, my thing with AOC is I don't think she fears her supporters. And I think a politician, and I'm going to have to word this carefully, even though we don't have a lot of listeners, and I don't think anybody that does listen would be offended by this, but just in case it were to get around, I think that certain politicians should fear their supporters. And the thing they should fear, I think we all know what they should fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
100%.
She fears Nancy Pelosi, but not the supporters. So she doesn't have to do anything for them because she knows she's already checked the box as far as identity politics. So for them, they'll always defend her. They'll always defend her because some of them campaigned and canvassed for her and all that kind of stuff, especially out in New York. So she'll always have that support.
How long do you think she's going to ride this? Like 10, 20 years?
She's going to be 50 years? A career. A career.
Like, literally, like, bro, you realize in like 15 years, whatever the left is called then will be like, God, I can't believe we fell for this AOC shit, just like Obama. You know what I mean? It's going to be like the same thing, dude. It's like, bro, it's bad, man. It's like, no, you can see, like, yeah, she has, and that's why, bro, I'm saying that, like, the Jimmy Dore leftists, that's the only type of leftist I care about anymore. You know what I mean? That's like the only, like,
we need more weirdos and psychos on the left, and I like it,
dude.
And I mean it in a good way. Yeah.
Bro, and fuck this like polite bullshit, dude. Like, stop, dude. And did you see? I was, that guy Richard Medhurst or whatever.
Yes,
he's hard, dude. I'd love to get him on the show.
Yeah, Richard Medhurst, sure.
He goes hard, dude.
Yeah, he's got like a setup like this where he's like just always. Yeah, I know you're talking about. He's got like a cool ass room and shit.
Yeah.
Like his hair's all done nicely and shit.
And he's been on Greenwald and all that shit too.
I know exactly what you're talking. He's dope.
He literally went to the Assange hearing. Like, he went out there and like covered it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he just put out this video talking about AOC. Like, I guess AOC was tiptoeing around the pardon Julian Assange thing.
Boy.
Someone from The Intercept asked her, like, yo, do you think you should pardon him? And she's like, well, there's problems there. We have issues with Julian. I'm like, no, the answer is yes. Like, you pardon that motherfucker. Like, what could he have done where you wouldn't want him pardoned? Like, literally, like, what are you going to punish him for being like a rude guy or something? You know what I mean? Like, what problem? There's one answer to that question. There's one. That's basically what he said, is like, there's one answer and you decided to go like tiptoe around it. It's, dude, she's bad, man. She
does not fear the backlash
because
it's not backlash. She can log off. It's the Tyler the Creator tweet. There's no cyberbullying. Close your computer and close your eyes. Like, that's what she does. She just goes, I'm getting ratioed. Let me just leave and resume what I'm doing.
And because she knows 80% of her fucking dumbass followers are going to defend her no matter what. So
that's what I mean. She does not. There is no leverage.
All the people defended, like, you realize if AOC did this, she'd lose her job, right? I'm like, I don't care. That's the point. That's the point, dude. And first of all, if she did that and she did lose her job and was that Chad enough to do something that fucking cool, she would get immediate respect. She would get some other cooler job, or get some, you know what I mean, or get like or get reelected down the line or something like that. Literally, like, she would prove herself. You know what I mean? You're either a Dennis Kucinich or you're a fucking, I don't know, some other bitch ass politician. You know, or yeah, dude. No, man, it's It's bad. Even Noam Chomsky, someone emailed him and was like, he's like, yeah, it's a good idea. It's like, like everyone always
Cranked
emails
up
that
his dial up
motherfucker.
at home. All right, let's check the
Yeah, dude.
emails today.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on AIM and shit.
Yeah.
He still uses his internet from those discs you get in the mail. He's like, got another 500 hours. And
username Chomp Me Daddy. What?
Chom Dog 420.
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah,
instead of Chem Dog. Yeah, but
yeah, dude.
well, what I find, like I said, have you ever seen that other video of Nancy Pelosi saying that we need universal health care in the 80s?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah,
just like, we
yeah.
need it. And it's like, well, one thing you have to do is you have to take strategically through Congress.
It's fucking sickening, dude. It's sickening.
Man, look at my life.
Yeah.
It's like Neil Young talking to his dad in that song.
It's like you literally could have developed cancer as a youth, like in the time it's taken for that clip to age. Like literally have gotten cancer and died from.
She is.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god. No,
and that's that's the thing, dude. That's the thing. Oh, everyone's saying like, well, you don't even. First of all, why are you even voting for that? Why are you even voting for the bitch? Even forget about this fucking hostage Medicare for all shit. Why wouldn't you just not vote for her to begin with, as taking a stand? If you're one of 4 supposedly progressive congresswomen, why don't you just be like, nah, you guys got this. I'm gonna do a protest, like no vote kind of thing. Like what's the harm in that? And okay, if she does lose her speakership or whatever, who gives a fuck, dude? She got us from $2 trillion stimulus down to like 500 billion. Like that was her doing, dude. She literally, she took
it to Pawn Star. She called her guy, like the guy in. I had my guy look at it. This doesn't look like an authentic stimulus.
Dude, she's trying to sell like a '96 Honda Civic for like 13 grand on Craigslist. She's like, I got all the records.
It's
I got
the
everything.
racing seatbelts in it, bro.
Yeah, and someone's like, I'll give you like 6,000 for it, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like
literally cigarette burns on the seats, bro. Like,
dude, yeah. And it's no, dude, she sucks, dude. And so it's like, literally, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I don't get the worst. What, we lose Nancy fucking Pelosi? That's your fear, dude? No, dude. Do you think she's got something on them, huh? She's got some crazy ass like.
Dude,
fucking,
her parents used to run or her like grandparents used to run dope with like Lucky Luciano, bro. She is connected. I mean, like Nancy Pelosi is from that family, and then Newsom comes from that married into that family, I should say. And
these people are like psychos, man. Like I heard that she didn't get elected till she was like 47 or something like that.
Yeah.
Who? I'm trying to think of a scenario.
That's like 2 Chainz putting out his first album as 2 Chainz when he was 40.
I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm like, dude, bro, I'm like, who gets to the age 47? You're like a multi-millionaire many times over, and you're like, yeah, let's run for like, what the fuck,
Some
dude?
Bill
like,
Gates shit.
Why wouldn't you just go and like chill, dude? Why wouldn't you like literally just not retire? You could still have like a fucking hobby or like a business or something, but run for Congress?
It's like Obama. Shut up. Every time Obama talks, shut up.
Yeah, dude,
like, I want nothing from you. By the way,
it sucks, man.
Did you see Obama? Did you, just a sidebar? Did you see like those political polls that came out, like the favorites for like primarying Biden? It was Michelle Obama was number 1.
Oh.
Like somebody that doesn't want to run, like or like that like isn't going to, like she's not gonna run. Dude.
Yeah. Oh no, we're fucked, dude. There's no like we gotta wait another 20 years for any of the shit we want. Like
exactly. Well, that's the point. And here's the thing about this is I don't ultimately I don't care that much if the vote were to have gone through. Like I'm not one of those people who's like, this is great that it went through. It's bad that it didn't though. Like it's bad that it didn't.
During this year when that's the thing, bro, is like, and we have takes on COVID or whatever, but like these COVID schooled motherfuckers will like rail you on that shit over like masks and social distancing, but then no fight for any no fight against the oligarchy and the upper transfer of wealth. Yeah. No real fight, no organizing principle fight for.
They pick the lowest hanging fruit. They won't go after they're going to go after you for walking your dog without a mask.
Yeah. So
but they won't hold AOC accountable for anything.
No, they'll defend her, dude. Not even stay neutral. They'll be on the other side of that shit. Dude, bro, AOC's going to be like AOC's going to be fighting against Medicare for all. When we're trying to pass it, she'll be like against it for some dumbass reason. I guarantee it. You know what I mean?
Fucking 75 with plastic surgery and shit.
Or she'll go for the half measure. She'll like someone will give a full measure one, and she'll be like, well, we could do this one instead.
I was at the bodega and they said we need a public option.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that.
What do you think about her? I've seen some. I don't know how much true this is, but like, everyone's blown up on how her whole thing is like manufactured. Like she's really not like. She worked as a bartender for like a year. She was pretty well connected as a youth. She wasn't broke, you know, as a kid, right? Not saying any of that like matters, but the fact that her whole image is based on like one thing.
It doesn't matter till it does.
Exactly. That's
yeah,
point, dude. That's
it's like
you made it matter. You made it matter. Yeah, exactly.
With this coupled with that, this lack of this complacency, and you know,
bro,
again,
there you go.
That's what I mean. This complacency paired with your upbringing, that's it.
Yeah, dude. If she was living at a fucking $5 million house and she was like fucking like shit posting Nancy Pelosi, I'd get her tattoo. I get her tattoo on my chest, dude. I'd be like, you fucking rock. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if people are rich, dude. So Susan Sarandon owns, dude. She's fucking rich as fuck.
I love
she fights harder than anyone, dude.
Yes, she does.
And Jimmy Dore with the $2 million house or $1.9 million house.
Yeah, Benjamin Dixon, dude. So let's get to Jimmy Dore. We'll get to Jimmy Dore, and then we'll get to the Chapo boys and girls.
Oh God. Dude.
But that I didn't want to bring that. I wanted to warm up for that one. But the Benjamin Dixon. So Jimmy Dore goes at. Let me play the Jimmy Dore clip where Jimmy Dore was talking with a bunch of bougie socialists, like, or I guess leftist. I guess they are leftists. I think CRK is right. It's like, let's stop saying they're not real leftists because they are. That's the thing. Like this.
Let's talk about that later because I want to. Yeah, it's all in how you define the terms, but I agree. Yeah.
No, but I think if we're talking about,
for all intents and purposes, they are. He's right. He's absolutely right.
That's what I mean. Like, so I think in this case, it doesn't do us any good to say that's not a real leftist. That's not this. That's not that. It's like when Christians are saying like, oh, that's not a real Christian. The guy who shot up that school is not a real Christian. It's like, no, he is. He's doing. There's nothing that says you're not a Christian if you do something bad.
Yeah, dude.
It means it's basically you're only not a Christian if you don't believe in God and don't accept Jesus as your savior. So, please donate to my fund below, Prayer Warriors. But nonetheless, I wanted to play this Jimmy Dore clip because I laughed my fucking ass off when I heard it. I don't know who Matt Stoller is. Like, I don't watch a lot of these like left pundit people. Like, they have to be funny for me to like watch them. And I haven't even watched that much Jimmy Dore in my life. Only a few clips. Like, but he's very funny. I've seen more. I've been
following him for years. Yeah,
I've always followed him, but I would only just see the clips. You know what I mean? Like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
But this is Jimmy Dore on, I don't know what fucking show this is. Katie Halper's show, or something
Katie
like
Halper.
that. Okay, yeah. So she was on there, and let me make sure I don't. Jimmy runs kind of loud, so let me not
tone it down,
kill everybody here. So here we go.
Like they are asking for things. But I think, and they're getting things. They're getting some representation on committees. It's insider.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself with your fucking committee, fuckface. You fucking egghead nerd. I don't give a fuck about your committee shit. Nobody voted for her for a fucking committee. Why don't you stop saying that stupid shit?
No.
That's directed at Matt, not at Jaipa.
Fucking Matt.
I have a point here.
I fucking bet you do. It's called a Poindexter. That's a fucking stupid thing to say.
Fuck, dude. That's when being a stand-up comedian, you can just own at any point. If you know you're right,
dude.
If you know you're right, which he is, he's right. Yeah. I've never heard anybody make an actual point that actually, I'm very much can see both sides. Even if I disagree, I can see maybe where you've made a valid point. I've never heard a valid point against Jimmy Dore that invalidates what he says. You might not like him.
Yeah.
But
let's break this down. I'm glad we're getting into this. First of all, how do you not see that and have your dick not get hard, dude? Like that shit is amazing.
I'm at half.
If you see that and are not down, like literally, what the fuck is a committee, dude? What is that shit? So
it's a school project. Like
a couple things. Yeah, dude. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is this Jimmy Dore's idea? Why does it take him to come up with it? Out of the millions of leftists and Bernie people, and he's like, "Yo, we could force a vote." Now, okay, onto the strategy. Like again, like you said, like it's one of those things where you can be right for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're like, this might not be the time to do it, and that and nothing will happen, and it could potentially backfire. Some people legitimately are just airing their kind of ideas and saying that, like this might not happen the way you think it will, and all that stuff. I have a tiny amount of respect for that, you know. But the thing is, it's like, what has AOC been doing for Medicare for all?
Nothing.
For the past year. What, like, she's being, her feet are being held to the fire now. What is she hasn't done shit, right?
Yeah.
What oh, the other thing, this is the only time, from what I can understand, this is the only time that progressives will have any leverage for the next 2 fucking years electorally or in Congress or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
it won't happen
Literally,
under Biden. Yeah.
Nothing else will matter. Nothing else will matter. Like, this is the one thing we can hold her to. Even if we held her to, like, make sure there's freshly baked cookies in the White House or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, this is the only thing you could use for leverage.
You fucking misogynist. No,
Exactly. No, yeah.
You say that, and that's who comes at you. It's these
Bro.
fucking weirdos
Yeah, dude.
who, like, they've shifted the blame onto the left, and like the people who don't buy into their stupid, ever-changing Simon Says bullshit. Today this hurts our feelings. Tomorrow this hurts our feelings.
Yeah,
and here's what I found really funny about all this.
And what you just said. That's why Jimmy Dore is necessary, because he literally is. He is. You can all, like, people are right when he says he's, like, loud and annoying and just like a dumbass comedian. Like, yeah, you're right. He's not wrong. That's the whole thing. He cuts through all that shit. There's no substantive argument against it.
And didn't he?
And so, like, so Jimmy Dore is necessary. He's like, he's a necessary person. He's saving this shit right now. Literally, he's exposing all you, like, what. You think Medicare for all is going to ever happen with these motherfuckers arguing against Jimmy Dore right now? No,
they're doing.
Never, dude.
There are politicians that are doing healthcare pleas. And it's like, you need to do something. If you like, you did say, and I do hold progressive politicians to a higher standard. I do. Like, you have to.
Dude.
So they're not all the fucking same. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're this or that. You have more power than me. You do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There's no situation where I'm more privileged than you in that scenario than AOC.
AOC
So stop with these fucking privileged
AOC is
arguments.
one of the most powerful people in the world, dude.
Yeah.
She's
stop
like,
with this privileged fucking bullshit that these people do in the comments. And it's like,
she could rap if she focused her energy and wasn't fucking scared, or who knows if she's even authentic.
Just try.
Anymore. Like, she has 10 million followers, bro. She could create the uprising to, like, take down the elite if she wants. She
should do some John McAfee shit, dude. Just start fucking going crazy. Like, just go crazy. She won't, because she is thinking about her future. She's thinking about her future, and she's not thinking about the people that got her in there. And the problem is the people that got her in there don't give a shit either. So,
dude, the thing is, one thing I've learned in life too is, like, when you do the quote unquote right thing, you know, like, in other words, like, do the courageous thing, the thing that's hard but is necessary, versus the easy thing. She's doing the easy thing now. She's like, it's easy to rest on your laurels as a progressive, and the one that, the Latina women, congresswomen, working class or whatever. She could rest on that image for the rest of her life and create untold billions of dollars of personal wealth for herself. You never really have to fight, for anything too progressive or anything like that. Bro, she could go down in flames. Even if she lost her job, she'd be a fucking hero, dude. She would go down in history, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if she lost her job because she went down fighting for Medicare for all during COVID-19, she'd be a hero, dude. And so she's trying to both sides of this shit, and she's trying to, like, talk out both sides of her mouth and everything. And she never responds to Jimmy Dore. She only responds to, like, Justin Jackson and shit. Yeah.
No,
anyway,
that,
bro.
even that comment.
No, I'm over it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. And what I found funny is just the people, like, going to bat for her, like when Justin Jackson tweeted at her, and then there'd be like, "Ooh, bad take, King," like, like just those dumb fucking idiots in the comments, like these vouchers.
What's your plan? What's your plan for Medicare for all?
Yeah,
like,
you don't have
what's
one.
the next step?
They want us to vote. They want us to vote. That's all.
They want us to elect more. So we'll get from 4 progressive congresswomen to, like, 12. And
they don't know what to do without. They don't know what to do without a politician to stand. And if they can't stand this politician, look at stand culture. I mean, I hate that shit more than anything, and I think that's where this stems from. Even more so than, like, just loving certain politicians. It's this stand culture, dude. Like, you can't even type in fucking Beyonce and say some shit like, about Beyonce, that people come on, or Kamala Harris as K-Hive, shit like that. So there's going to be the AOC shit that pretty soon, dude. Once
and the thing is,
as big as Pelosi, that's going to happen.
She's been in Congress for 2 years. And I'm not saying she hasn't done good shit or whatever, or been.
Okay, yeah.
or yeah, has she?
I don't. Well, I'm trying to.
But the
think.
thing is
Yeah.
it switches. With the second you step foot in office, when you're blowing it up. She went on Jimmy Dore's show. Jimmy Dore put her on, dude. She was like the first. That was the first show she went on before she was famous.
And she thought that was unquestioned support. Like now it's unconditional. You can't.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And so that's the thing. It was like once you get in office, a timer starts. So like it's a little stopwatch, you know. And it's like the more you push back the shit you said you were gonna do, or even stand for, not even do, but just like literally have a principled stand on, then the real heads will slowly start to fall off your dick. And it's only like, look at Obama. Same thing with Obama. You know, it's like everyone was down with Obama. And then like there's some real heads in the beginning that were like, nah, fuck this dude. I see through this shit. And then every year it's like more and more people are jumping off the bandwagon and be like, oh, fuck Obama. Now everyone on the left is like, fuck Obama, right? There's like no leftist. It's the same thing with her. I'm not saying she's as bad as Obama or whatever. I'm saying she's the same type and the same style.
No,
and,
but
like,
it'll be
trajectory.
that same trajectory. That's the point.
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, and I remember like being like, I think it's going to be this neolib shit with AOC, this constant like faux progressivism thing, and people would call me sexist or whatever. And then slowly more and more people it's based on her actions, dude. It's like the more time she could change it tomorrow. She could change it.
Yeah.
She could be in everyone's good graces tomorrow. And like she would only gain support. No, none of her, here's the thing. If she did force a vote on Medicare for all, none of her stands would be against her. They'd be like, oh, actually, this is a good idea now. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's only because she's saying it that they're like,
well, that's
you know what I mean? If she tweeted out tomorrow, like Jimmy Dore's right, I'm going to do this, everyone would be down. Everyone would be down. Like no one would be against it, dude. Like literally, you know what I mean?
And like I said, I still wouldn't expect it to pass.
No,
but we
that's
know
not the point.
The votes would be public again, like this. And I understand we already know who doesn't support it. But a lot of these politicians say that they do. Like they're like, no, we're gonna work towards it. No, trust me. Like you get me in there, then we talk. We just can't have the Republicans in there. They always do that shit. But at least we'd have a vote where it's like, no, you voted against it because that money talks. That's behind them. So that we'd be able to see that. And then all these fucking weird Twitter dorks that like always like go at politicians or in politicians' replies, they'd be able to fucking harass them, which is awesome. That's what you should do to politicians. And it's the funniest thing. And I don't know how much I want to talk about this scenario because I do want to get back to the AOC with Chapo type thing. But when Tulsi Gabbard did the women's protection thing, like to keep trans women out of sports, like when that came in, all these AOC dorks were in her mentions going, this is what you choose to spend your time on in a pandemic. What the fuck is AOC doing during the pandemic? She's selling fucking shirts. So if Tulsi had gone the other way around and said trans women belong in sports and in women's sports or whatever, like they should be able to play with women and all that stuff, they'd be like, Tulsi, we stand a queen. They would have done that. So don't say, this is what you're spending your time on. It's the choice you don't like. And
bro, exactly.
The thing about that Tulsi thing is I said it on Twitter. I guarantee you like 92% of America agrees with it.
Oh, 100%. I agree with her.
Well, I was going to say 100. I don't know about 100,
dude. I fucking agree. It's a fucking and the thing, I'm not like a Tulsi stan or whatever. I never
Israel cucked for me. I
never have been. But like, I gotta be honest, dude. I would take her over AOC, dude. Like,
I think I would. Work ethic wise, like and getting shit done. Yes,
because Tulsi's gonna come through on some like
freedom shit.
On some freedom shit. On some
trying to get rid of the Patriot Act.
On some so shit like that. You
do that. I don't care what. I literally don't care what you do to sports.
I know.
Yeah, I know. No joke. Like,
we're going. It's the End Patriot Act and turn baseball into an 8-inning sport act. We're writing them together. We're fucking
Mariano Rivera's with a sniper on the fucking building. But you taking away my closers. But
Barry Zito, like, yes, I fucking not blowing a ninth anymore, dude.
I actually have 300 complete games now. But nonetheless, I didn't want to spend too much time on that because I do agree too.
Bro.
First off, how many trans men try to compete in men's sports?
No, that's the thing. That's my argument.
It's only one-sided. It's literally only one-sided. Like it's only it's never. It's not about gender. It's that's the thing. It's not. And me protecting women. I don't want women to get hurt. So now that's transphobic when I don't want women to get hurt.
No, dude, and it's a language thing, dude. It's literally a language thing where it's like it's literally the trans women are women thing where you're like you. It's like we get
there's
that.
no nuance.
We get that. It's like no. It's like we get that. I mean, we get there's assholes on like the right or whatever that are like calling dudes or whatever. I'm like that's fucked up.
You're a dude. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, like you don't. Yeah, we're really gonna play this game that like, and the whole like.
Well, they're trying to play the game, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, bro. And you see, I remember being on just like that tip of like reading these articles and being like, when she transitioned when she was a man, she came in 168th place in state in the 110 meter hurdles, and then she transitioned to be a woman, and she won. She shattered like 3 state records and won 3.
You have to understand, like, that's just where her mental health, having to live a life that you didn't. No, I'm kidding. But
yeah. And then people say, like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
I think
it's a non-issue, and it wouldn't. If you left it up to people, these people would be sad as fuck, and they would call 92% of America transphobic.
I don't know, man. Maybe my take will go down wrong in history. Like, I don't know. I'm happy to change it. Like. This is one where I agree with Rogan on 100%, dude. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude.
He didn't even phrase it in a harmful way when he said it. That's the funny thing. He was just like, look, dude, like I've seen MMA fights. This has happened in MMA fights. People have been beaten within an inch of their life, even in like biological to biological gender fights. Like people almost die. Like that is the nature of the sport. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. Like it's not gonna. I'm not gonna change on that. And like I said, you're not gonna see women who transition into men try to play in men's sports.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They're not going to.
on just upper body strength. Like, oh, and the whole. And again, this is not. I'm not like laughing at this to be a dick, but like the whole when the U.S. Remember like the famous U.S. women's soccer team with what's her name, Brandy Chastain, and those like
the old school. Or you're talking about you're talking about the Trump. No, you're talking about the Trump. I don't remember her name, but she had the short blonde hair. No.
But the one where they won the world champion. Yeah. The one where they won the world championships, and then they played the 15-year-old boys state champions and got like roasted.
Yeah.
By these 15-year-old boys, and the same exact thing happened in Australia. It's like, yo, there's just a difference, man.
I can't beat Candace Parker in the WNBA. I cannot.
Yeah.
I get my ass kicked every single time. No chance. And even like college women basketball would whoop my ass. But
those
Candace
guys
Parker cannot post up Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is putting up fucking 48, 10, and 12 in like one quarter.
It's not an ego thing. It's not a
no. It's not.
Yeah, dude.
Did you see my guy Kyrie today? By the way, we were talking about it last time.
What did he?
Burning say he went to. So he got. Like basically ousted, he got ousted out of Boston, right? Boston media did Boston media things to Kyrie, and Kyrie's definitely like a persona non grata. He's definitely like
he's still on the Celtics, right? The Celtics?
No, that threw me off when you said Celtics. But he went to the Nets, so he's on the Nets now. So they're playing a preseason tonight at the Boston Garden. It's his first time back. He walked. They did a pregame video, and he's just walking around the stadium with a little sage thing, like a monk, dude. Like going like this, getting the bad vibes out. I fucking love it. But
he's the GOAT, dude. He's the
speaking of sports. Sorry, I didn't want to dwell on this too.
No.
Speaking of sports,
formerly
one of my favorite podcasts back in the day. Now, just ever since COVID, and the primary ending and stuff, I haven't really like I've almost like been like on the complete opposite end of their takes. Like no, like this is it's Chapo. Right?
There's a realignment happening.
Yeah, it is.
And this
I don't have ill will against these people. Like I don't have a sick obsession with them. I haven't listened in the longest time, but you're a sicko because you sent me this clip and you knew it would.
This is the same thing. This is the first I've listened in months. And
no, but you knew what you were doing, and that's fine. Like I respect you for it because I would rather know about that than not know about it. I need to know when. Like I'll put it to you this way: I'm new to like all this kind of stuff. Like I'm new to theory. I'm new to a lot of stuff that. We bring on a lot of people that are like better at it than we are and stuff. Here's one thing I'm not new to is sports. And when you try to use a sports metaphor to cape for AOC not asking for that, I did like, no joke, it was the Saving Private Ryan buzzing in my ear. Like I just started like, it was mad, dude. Like I started getting mad, like real mad. So I'm going to play a clip from one of the latest Chapo episodes. It was the Dr. Jill Medicine Woman. It's about 50 minutes in if you wanted to listen on your own. But I found it on YouTube. So I'll give you guys a little background. Will Menaker starts by bringing it up as usual. Will Menaker starts and he's like, I just don't get what like the vote would do. And and he's doing that. Like it wouldn't do anything. And it would kind of like bring morale down. It like sound like a guy in a corporate meeting, like doing that. Felix then goes, yeah, but I get Jimmy Dore. Like, he was kind of like, I think he wanted to have the take, like, actually, I think Jimmy's right. But again, I think when you have a certain amount in your Patreon, I think you're forced into a certain take sometimes. And I'm not hating on anybody with a Patreon, but it shouldn't influence your thought. People should be supporting you for who you are, and maybe like they should be okay with you disagreeing with you sometimes. You know what I mean? And if you're scared of losing a couple $100 out of your Patreon, I don't know, how much validity your takes are going to have.
Yeah, bro.
But,
exactly.
That's just what I'm saying. So I'm listening to it, and I'm kind of just like, ugh. I'm doing the Matt Christman, whenever like somebody would read an op-ed in the New York Times. But what really got me was when Matt Christman started talking. Amber too, but Matt Christman started talking, and he started talking about basically like everybody demanding AOC. He's comparing it to somebody calling Mad into a sports show. So I'll play the clip, and then I'm gonna Alex Jones after that. So here we go.
What this really is a part of the meta war that's going to now that's already fighting in the progressive media sphere to determine essentially your demographic pitch in the coming Biden term. Like, who are you going to be speaking towards as a media, as a left media voice? Who are you going to be pitching yourself to in the new world of a Biden presidency, and which is going to be in many ways different than like trying to do left media under Trump. And so throwing down the gauntlet about like AOC now, she has a litmus test, and if she fails it, she must be condemned. That is putting a shit out there, and then that's a message to the audience where you stand relative to AOC and the Democratic Party. And if you say no, that's short-sighted, and you shouldn't be dismissing AOC like that, or it's more complicated. You're setting out a pitch to a different group of people, and this question is just a way for the sides to sort out in what is essentially a media nexus that operates the same way that sports media does. Like, you call into Mike and the Mad Dog and you talk about what the Giants should draft. That's the same conversation as saying whether AOC should demand a vote for Medicare for all.
Okay, here's the all right. Okay, fellas, here's what we're going to talk about.
Go, dude.
All right, globalist Matt Christman. But the okay, so a couple things here, Maddie. It's not like sports media, and it's not like me saying that the GM of my team, I'm a Raiders fan right now. The GM of my team sucks, and so does the owner, and the head coach sucks of my team. Here's the thing. I didn't elect any of them.
Yeah.
I didn't elect any of them. I didn't get them in there. I have expectations, but I'm a fan. I cannot do anything to influence anything. The whole thing that Chapo was saying in this whole segment was that we're just going to have to strategically vote in progressives over time.
Yeah.
People are going to die, whatever. You know what I mean? But we're going to have to get progressives in there. I don't have a chance to do that, what the thing is. And he's comparing Jimmy Dore to to a caller on Mike and the Mad Dog. Here's the thing. Jimmy Dore is Mike and the Mad Dog.
Yeah.
He is that. So he's the one who's fielding the calls from people and actually taking that anger that we all have towards her for not demanding anything and then putting that on them. Like, I'm sorry, push these fucking politicians, make them uncomfortable. Like, I don't fucking get why are they like this? For them, it was Bernie or bust for them. They said, oh, I can't wait to take down the Democratic Party if they fuck Bernie. Oh man, they were doing interviews with these like boomer fucking podcasts where they were like scaring the shit out of them. Like, oh man,
dude,
all that stuff. They fucking hedged everything, dude. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want this to be some fucking Chapo obsession like that. Like, I don't have that. Okay, I used to like them. If you want to fucking find the tweets, I did used to like a lot of their stuff. I don't think they're bad people. I just don't fucking agree with that at all, and I think it's bad.
And also, I despise this fucking. Look, like our podcast, we're not like a political podcast. We're a fucking retard podcast. You know what I mean? We're just podcast. Like,
that's correct.
It's like, let's be honest,
with X's and the vowels.
I mean, we talk, exactly. Sorry, but I think like we talk about like this shit a lot, obviously, and we care about policy. Like we want Medicare for all, obviously. But here's the thing: I despise this whole. We have the most popular and financially successful political podcast in the modern era by far.
Aren't they like top 10 Patreons too? Like, it's fucking
they're top one, dude.
Are they
like number one? Yeah. They're in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, this whole notion of like we're the most popular political podcast in the world. It's all we talk about. And yet, we're too cool to do this like leftist policy shit. You know what I mean? Just like, don't fucking fight for what you want. Like, it's all just electoralism, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all you talk about, motherfucker. And it's crazy, man, because it's so bro, it's so revealing. I can't imagine. What if you told, right, when we were like huge Chapo fans, like 2 years ago, if someone told us then, like, hey, in a couple of years they're actually going to be arguing against, you know, holding politicians to vote for Medicare for all, you'd be like, wait, what the fuck, dude? No, this solidified for me because, yeah, like you said, ever since this whole COVID thing started and we kind of started noticing some shit. And yeah, like you, I don't want to make this some weird Chapo obsessed thing. Like,
no, I don't, because that's such an easy thing to get used against you to invalidate all your things. They're just mad. They have a podcast and they don't.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care if nobody listens to this shit. I will have this take. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I
Seriously,
hope,
dude.
I love that people do, and the numbers are even higher than I ever thought they'd fucking be. But like, I don't. It doesn't compare to Chapo. I don't want what Chapo has, honestly. No. Like, I mean, shit. If that many people listen, that's good. But still, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, dude, but we started noticing, we were just like, what's up with these guys? They're different now. There's something's weird, something's off. And then like this moment right here.
Lockdown, because I have a Patreon and I can do my job like this. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like it's
this moment here solidified it for me. Where, and I think, doesn't Amber say, we don't have to listen to it, but
no, Amber triggered some misogyny in me. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta be transparent.
What did she say? She's like,
it's like being armchair quarterback, sitting on your couch yelling at your coach to run the ball. Here's the thing, sometimes you got to run the fucking ball. And she's like, well, the coach knows better than you. The coach knows better than you. It's like, I know better than my head coach sometimes of the team. Like, I'm right sometimes. Like, you know what I mean?
And honestly, even that's all true. Even that's besides the point. The fact that she said she was going to do this. She campaigned on
this. Is what she campaigned. She campaigned on Medicare for all. She and I remember. Look, she didn't even endorse. And I don't even.
She didn't. She didn't even. She campaigned on Medicare for all, but she specifically campaigned on saying that I would force a vote even if it didn't lead to Medicare. She literally is.
I should have put more water into Joe Rogan when she didn't like the Joe Rogan endorsement.
That was it, dude.
I should have put more water into that. I kind of was just like, she's just, whatever.
And that's the thing, dude. That's the thing. Like,
there were warning signs, and I didn't see them.
Bro, it's like that's the thing, is these little. It's not leftist infighting. It's like little forks going different directions.
I can't. I'm sorry. Look, this and lockdown shit. I can't reason with you on that.
Yeah,
I can't hedge on you. You don't realize how bad this shit is. If you don't give a shit about healthcare, which I'm sorry,
and it's the same people. That's the irony too. It's the fucking, isn't that crazy, dude? Like,
so you'll never fight for it. That's why I know you won't fight for it, because you're scared to go outside right now. And
yeah, dude.
It's true. You won't go outside and fight for it.
You're scared to go outside, and you're scared to be wrong inside online. You're scared to like people criticizing your takes and shit, right?
It's nuts, man. Like, and that's why I gravitated towards like the kind of whatever
whatever we are,
getting the community that's getting a lot of hate from like the left. Remember that on the Majority Report, that person, you posted it today. It's like, Jimmy Dore's not a credentialed leftist. I will kill myself if someone calls me a credentialed leftist.
Yeah,
no joke. Like, I will I will tighten the noose and just kick the bucket from underneath myself.
People like that.
I'm done, dude.
Yeah,
Credentialed leftist, dude. Does that come with a name tag? Like,
okay,
what
so
the fuck?
And then, what the fuck? Why is it not? Okay, by your logic. I hate to use that phrase, but like, why the fuck?
Yeah, shout out Felix.
Why is a non-credential leftist coming up with like the only idea in a year and a half to actually move the ball forward on Medicare for all? What are your ideas? Like, by your,
because he's dumb and doesn't understand politics. That's all it is. And I've always hated this. And we're going to talk to Ed God soon, and he's kind of in the academic field. And I want to talk to him about this because a lot of theory arguments, and I heard Michael Parenti talk about this. He was saying, like, a lot of like Marxist shit, like, it's not palatable to other people. And like, if I'm somebody who is trying to get in, like, really sees how bad things are, like, because that's where we're going to getting at right now. And that's kind of the whole thing I want to do is I don't care what your politics are. You have to be able to see how bad this shit is, and you have to realize what the solution is. And the solution is we are going to need healthcare for everybody. We are, because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and they can't lose their healthcare. That's bad. It's going to be a fucking disaster. You think the hospitals are slammed now because your COVID stats? Think about it when we all lose our jobs and don't, and you know what I'm saying, and like are all in the county hospital, all in the fucking, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to identify that. And what Michael Parenti was saying is, it's like I said, it's not palatable to other people. And Chapo and a lot of these like academic kind of whatever people, because I know they all are college educated and all that stuff, they still, even though they kind of, we're for the working class and all that stuff, they think the working class is fucking stupid. I guarantee you these people do. Like, they're like, yeah, I get what you want, but I'll say it for you. Like, it's kind of that, that kind of thing. And Jimmy Dore is not from that circle. He's not a fucking, I know he was on Young Turks and all that stuff, but he's a fucking stand-up comedian. I was just listening to his interview with Norm Macdonald where they were riffing, like saying retard and stuff like that together. That's palatable to me. And I saw one guy post it. I'm sorry. There's one guy posted it. And he's one of those, like, I don't know. I don't want to say his name. He's like a popular leftist on Twitter, kind of like anarchist bro. And like, he was just like, yeah, Jimmy Dore, you know, like, I don't, like, he's getting a lot of hate right now, but like, is any like working class guy really going to be like, yeah, I fuck with Jimmy Dore? Guarantee you, if I showed every left media person at the people at my work more of a blue collar job, they'd be like, that guy's fucking sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I showed them Matt Stoller, the egghead nerd guy, if I showed him fucking even Sank, like, who's the biggest cuck in the world, like, if I showed them those guys, they'd be like, yeah, this is gay. I don't want to do this.
No, that's the whole point, dude. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is it's fucking, it's stand-up comedians and their fans. It's Joe Rogan listeners. It's fucking real laborers and people that would agree with Tulsi's bill. Hate to say it to you.
Absolutely.
Or the real working class.
But again, I think that's 92% of America. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's this fucking nerd leftist class. This fucking Chapo thing. This elite. They're just elite libs. Too cool for school. Fucking. I hate this too cool for school shit, dude. Ever since Bernie lost, they had to like overcorrect. You know what I mean? Because there were all eggs in that one basket. You and
they were talking outlandish shit, and I was with them. They said, hey, if Bernie loses, we're taking down the Democratic Party. That's what we're doing. And I'm like, you literally said, I guess the best thing we could do is vote.
Yeah.
In like November,
no, dude.
Right around Election Day. They did say that. They did. Now, they didn't explicitly say Joe Biden. There's people saying they voted for Joe Biden. They didn't explicitly say that. But they did say, go out and vote. And that's fucking retarded when your choice is Joe Biden and Donald Trump and you want healthcare. You're a single issue voter, dad near. Like, that's stupid.
Yep. And here's the thing. Like, I feel like people like Jimmy Dore and CRK, Class Redux Killer, and like,
I hope they get a chance to interview Jimmy Dore. I know they're tweeting at him. I hope that happens.
Yeah. Fuck, we'll get him on someday, dude.
Well, I mean, just anything. He should. Jimmy, like, we're doing the Rick James, Dave Chappelle, like, come here, come on, man. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with everything he's ever said, but I don't need to.
That's the point.
We agree on the core issues.
Literally,
that's
and
why
people are like, dude, all the shit that people are digging up on Jimmy to make people hate, like, he did this 3 years ago. I'll like look at it and be like, that makes me like him more. Like, he's like even more retarded than I thought.
And I didn't actually show this tweet, the Benjamin Dixon. Benjamin Dixon, we're changing his name, Beta Dixon, and he was. I remember, like, kind of when I first was getting into, like, I was in on Bernie in 2016, but I wasn't, like, after it was done, I was like, well, that's over, you know. And then in 2020, I was like, no, we have to get this to happen. So I followed Benjamin Dixon. He was going at some of the big media people, like, oh, this is wrong, actually, Neera Tanden, and this guy probably wants Neera Tanden to get confirmed now. And he says, Jimmy Dore, he's going at him. He goes, 1,000 more anti-AOC, anti-Cory Bush, anti-squad videos. If you type that, your penis is falling off, just like a deciduous tree, or it's like like what the? If you type that, 1,000 more anti-AOC, anti-Cory Bush.
Oh, you're anti-squad. Oh, let's see, we're pro-squad over here.
Oof, are you squad phobic, bro? Yeah. He says, and Jimmy Dore will be able to buy a house with a pool instead of his $1.9 million working class home. Oh, you remember that popular thing that was going around where all the people said, wow, Bernie's going to enjoy his second home out in da-da-da-da-da. And everyone was like, that's stupid, dude. Like, it's fine if he has that. Like, no one cares. Dude, fucking what?
Bro, I'm not down on anyone in their fucking 50s and 60s who buys a home, dude. Like, it's sad if you don't, dude.
What
it's
a
like,
terrorist.
Not sad, but I'm like, because obviously not everyone's rich enough to buy a home at that age. But it's like, yeah, dude, it's like, come on, like, that's after like 3 decades of work. You know, if you can afford to buy a home, if you can afford to get a mortgage on a home.
I mean, it's a nice house. 1.9 million. That's a nice fucking house. Like, I'm not saying it's not. Like, it's like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the house I grew up in would be valued now.
Yes.
Would be valued at like 1.5 maybe.
Yeah, I would say in that ballpark.
And it's like, and it was not that when we were growing up. It was a nice house, but it was not
neighborhood.
Yeah, but it's just the the neighborhood I grew up in is just so blown
That's
up
the Bay
now.
Area,
So,
dude. That's
yeah,
Silicon
exactly.
Valley. Like,
Well, same with him. That's LA.
Yeah, it's LA.
Exactly.
And like, I'm not even trying to say like Jimmy Dore's working class. He's not. But it doesn't matter.
He fights
He
harder
doesn't
for
matter.
them than
He
anyone.
fights harder.
Yeah, dude.
He fights harder than the person who gets elected by people to do it.
Yeah, dude.
Like, and look, I get it. People are like, well, AOC's gonna lose it. Like you said, good. Lose your job.
Yeah.
Because I don't need you.
I want to elect someone that was like running on losing their job. Like, this is like a 1-2 term thing. I'm just gonna like get in, talk shit.
It's like some Jesse Ventura type shit.
Exactly.
And but like Ilhan Omar the other day, what was that stupid fucking tweet she had about the $600? Where it was like,
oh, it's like better.
600 isn't a lot, but we have to be real. These families that are going to be getting 2,400, that's more than they would have had. Like she said it like that. And I'm like, are you
kidding?
Fucking kidding?
What do you do? Who are you lifting weights for? Like, why would
you basically that's like some John McCain.
Tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a fucking
Let me tell you if like Ilhan Omar didn't actually run her Twitter account and it was like a burner for a Republican.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, dude.
Tom Cotton was like, "Oh, I forgot to switch accounts. That's supposed to go on my account."
Yeah,
and,
Tom Cotton, dude.
Yeah, but what is the squad, man? Like, are you?
What is happening with those guys, dude?
Fucking I saw what somebody had said, like the fucking Suicide Squad's done more than the fucking squad, dude. That's exactly how it is, man.
All right, here's the question: if Nina Turner gets up in there, will her fate be the same, or will she be different?
I've just been blackpilled on it. Sure, go ahead, try it. I'm sure she'll be better than her opponent.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Try it. I'm not. I mean, like, if you're making it a binary thing, is it Nina Turner or the person she's running against? I probably would rather have Nina Turner in there. But
you know what's funny?
I just don't have any expectations anymore, man.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Yeah, you know what's funny is like this is probably creating like the Zoomer generation of like the Zoomer AOC. You know, to use a phrase, will probably be like 10 times more radical than like.
Are you sure?
No, well, I'm not. Maybe AOC. Like what I'm saying is like I think there will be a new. I'm not even talking about age range, like Zoom or whatever. I'm just talking about the next crop. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna get so bad that it like.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. And that's accelerationism, but we're not for that. But it might be what it takes.
I'm saying post-pandemic, this shit's gonna get like real with people. People are gonna be like mouthing off on this shit, and so what I'm saying is like. Literally, the squad's going to be fighting against progressive policies in 10 years. That's my prediction. Yes. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be fighting against it. Dude.
The logic of like electoral leftists, like that say we have to vote these people in, is the problem is that like Overton window never actually moves because that was when I saw that Nancy Pelosi video from the 80s. I hadn't seen that before, and I was like, so that's just what AOC is doing right now. So AOC is going to end up becoming Pelosi after Pelosi just fucking goes into carbonite. And comes out for another fucking 1,000 years. After she gets cryogenically
head in the jar, dude.
Exactly. When she gets cryogenically frozen, then AOC is gonna take over. And then there's gonna be a new squad where everyone's like, "Ooh, watch out for these ladies. They're crazy." And then
Donald Trump was pro single payer in the fucking 90s, dude. He was like, literally, they're like, she's like, "Yeah, we should have healthcare for everyone for free." And like,
he's like, "I don't want double payer. That sounds expensive."
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. And then like with the vaccine shit, dude. Like I think we have a little bit more time.
Yeah, let's just do a
little bit vaccine talk. So everybody can stop it now if they're tired of hearing
about vaccine. Can I just say something on this real quick?
Come on, fire it off.
I got a good friend up here that like love this friend. Like I feel like we're so connected on so much, you know, like at least what I thought originally, it was like, you know, like conspiracy shit and far out alien shit and
isn't that the worst?
You know,
I know what you're gonna say. It's the worst,
bro. They volunteered for the vaccine trial, my dude.
I just got Bell's palsy hearing that.
And the other thing is they're like Russiagate, big time. And I'm like, yo, like, dude, did I know you?
It'd be funny if they took and didn't tell you, and it started making them believe in that.
That's funny, dude. And, no, but nothing's like. Don't get me wrong, like, we're homies for sure, and nothing's like changed. But I'm just like, yo, like, give me like 3 hours of your time. Like, just give me like, let's go through this one by one.
You're like the South Park timeshare guy.
They got exactly, yeah. But they got rejected for the trial, I think. So they're not going to get the trial.
Beta, you couldn't even get the trial. Damn. But
no, dude, I'm like, yo, like, all I said was like, well, you know, Pfizer's paid more in lawsuit settlements than any organization in human history, but whatever. I'm sure their vaccine's fine.
Would they use the omelet argument?
I don't know. Yeah.
Can't fucking like that. You can't make an omelet if you don't crack a few eggs. Like,
can't create a vax without murdering a few fucking brown people.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
but that's what the funny thing about that is, like, so the New York Times was putting out something, and I was talking to somebody about this. I don't know if they want credit for this or not. Maybe they don't, because the vaccine thing's still a little fresh, even though I am seeing a little bit more people like going like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, which is nice. That's where it starts. But I'm seeing some people, like, I was talking to somebody about that in the DMs, and they were like, hey, do you think like the New York Times is just running like conflicting pieces just to like sew up more for further lockdowns? Like, maybe they don't want everyone to get the vaccine. You know what I mean? Like, maybe
shit.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you who it was after, but I just don't know if they want like credit for that.
Yeah.
But they said they were like, so, because New York Times within like a couple hours, they were like, oh yeah, nurse gets anaphylactic shock like 10 minutes after vaccine, and then like 2 hours later it was like, hey, Twitter's gonna like censor any any counter like talk about the vaccine, like, or anything that could be viewed as like fake news and stuff, which we all know what that ends up being. That ends up being anything anti-vaccine. And so I'm just like, that was a valid point. Like, that was like a conspiracy theory about the conspiracy theory, which was awesome.
Meta.
Yeah. So it was, there you go.
But the
meta.
Yeah.
And
but here's but yo, what did you hear about that nurse that fainted when she got on TV when she got the shot?
No.
They did one of those like public, this is the first nurse getting the thing in this county or whatever, you know what I mean? Some bullshit like that. And they gave it to her, and she started like having a seizure and passed out basically. And then like on live camera or whatever. And then later they're like, oh, that's like Vicky. She always passes out when she gets vaccines. I'm like, why'd you choose her to be on the camera?
We just wanted her off the floor. She's she's a liability on the floor. Like, go get vaxxed, Vicky Vax.
Or what about the fake vac, the one I shared with you? The one,
Hotep Jesus put that up.
Oh yeah, so good. Where the guy's like, it's like not even going in, or he's not even pressing the thing down.
It's like when you can't get all the way hard and you're just like, but
what do people do in the internet era? They're like, oh, I'm gonna fake a vaccine and no one's gonna notice.
They're like, it's a hummingbird nectar. You're gonna start flying. But that's crazy. And then didn't the New York Times also run a piece like, hey, if people start dying?
Oh, that was CNN. I think CNN. Washington Post or one of those. Same.
Which is all going to be the same thing when Bezos owns them. So. But
Bezos.
He says, or the CNN was like, hey, if people start dying, I need you guys. It's like when you say, I'm going to tell you something and promise you don't get mad. Promise that you don't get mad. Like everyone's like, well, what is it? And it's like, if people start dying,
it's okay.
Chill out, you know.
And this is after, dude, bro. This is after like 9 months of propaganda being like, no one's allowed to die from the coronavirus. Like literally, no one can die. Like not a grandma in a nursing home, not anything. But you know, the vax, it's cool if a couple people die. You know.
Yeah.
What about the old white people get it last because they're white?
Dude, that fucking ruled.
I thought that was a parody. I was like, there's no way.
I don't think it is.
Real,
no, I don't think. I think it's real.
Oh my god!
But so there was one. It was one of the funnier things I've seen. It was let me see if I can pull it up in the message because it was here we go. Got it. Let me pull this up real fast. It was from the New York Times. So, I mean, I this guy that's not verified, but we don't look for check marks. Come on.
Yeah. They've been confusing the fuck out of me, dude. In New York Times.
Yeah, and New York does that from time to time. But let me see. So here we go. So Harold Schmidt, professor or something, an expert in ethics and health policy, University of Pennsylvania, he says that it's reasonable to put essential workers ahead of older adults, given their risk. And that they are disproportionately minorities, essential workers. Okay, which we haven't. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, let's start thinking about maybe those low-paying essential jobs, why they're mostly minorities. But and then it says older populations are whiter. So there's no evidence here of any of that. By the way, he's just firing that off. Like essential workers are minorities and older populations are whiter. Dr. Schmidt said society is structured in a way that enables them to live longer. old white people. Instead of giving additional health benefits to those who already had more of them, we can start to level the playing field a little bit. What the fuck is that? I mean, like,
wasn't the whole point
for old people.
For old people? And then, like, I love how, like, just wokeness can come in and just immediately, like, cut line.
And that's why these AOC, tying it back to AOC, we will never get them to get anything because, again, at the end of the day, AOC is a woman of color. She's got the Mario star. I have the Mario star theory. So, like, there's certain people, and I'm not saying there's minority privilege, but there are certain people that liberals put in power that have the Mario star. They're cut, like, you can't touch them. It bounces off of them because at the end of the day, you're racist if you criticize them. You're misogynist if you criticize them. There's no class consciousness.
I'm not even a big anti-white privilege dude. Like, I'm not even.
No, it completely exists.
But when you're famous like that, it's the opposite.
There has to be a class analysis that goes in with it. You have to tie the two and two. I am not more privileged than Jay-Z. You cannot convince me that.
No, dude. Yeah.
Like, you can't. So it doesn't matter. And some people are like, well, if a cop pulls you over and the cop pulls Jay-Z over and doesn't know it's Jay-Z, it's like that cop's gonna actually go to jail if he does something to Jay-Z. Like, I'm just letting you know.
Jay-Z has a private jet, so he doesn't need to get pulled over, dude. It's like literally, it's like,
it's like facts. Yeah,
it's gonna be like a plane.
Jay-Z knows that cop's name.
Exactly.
You
get your badge number, dude.
Behind the plate, Yankee Stadium. Here you go, holla at your boy. And
dude. But no, dude, it's fucking. Yeah, man.
I don't. It's dumb. But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this vaccine. I think we need to get some more. We need to get our guests back on to do another vaccine update pretty soon. And I think that's good for me. You got anything?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good, man. No, it was good. I didn't want to go too crazy on the Chapo thing, but I think we did. But that's fine. It was a horrendous take.
Yeah,
like that's fine. I will say this.
Like, what do they offer anymore, dude?
If we were to blow up and we lived out like that, I would fully expect the backlash. There are people that cape for Chapo super hard. I remember, like, on, like, certain subreddits I would see, and I'm not, like, big on subreddit, but I would follow a few podcast ones, right? And, like, some of the people I would see, they'd call them, like, Chapo cells and shit like that. Like, and I'm like, nah, come on, dude. They just like, whatever, But I'm like, no, these people, like, it's podcast wars at this point. Over healthcare, it's podcast wars.
Yeah.
And that's
over healthcare.
You can be, and the thing that gets me, dude, is it's not the fucking, 15 hashtags in the bio, all my disabilities, all my pronouns, all my, like, those people, whatever. I know that's what they're going to argue about. It's the ones that shit post and like make gay jokes and say retard all the time. But then they're like, you can't go at AOC. Like, all right, bro. You're just going to go at Chapo like that? Like,
exactly.
It's like,
no, it's the
next tweet is my dick is small and it's stuck in the door or something. Like, it's okay, man. Like, what?
No, bro, it's exactly, dude. It's always like it's that, dude. I honestly hate that style of humor that they've popularized. Like, that, exactly what you said. that whole it's so that corny.
Only Cumtown knows how to do it, and like they're doing it like a diet, watered down, like the soda machine's almost out type thing.
And it does. And the thing is, it's not funny if you get offended for exactly what you said. For calling it, like, it immediately destroys.
They're more so defending Chapo, but even then, it's like that's what I mean. Oh, I attacked your podcast. Like, you can't possibly tell me you had a good take. You literally just posted the AOC like titty fucking Photoshop thing like 5 minutes ago, and now you're mad about, like, it's, come on, dude.
Never defend this podcast. Never feel like you have to defend.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'll tell you right now. I'm surprised people don't, like, because we do have an okay amount of listeners, like, and like I'm like, you guys agree with all of it? I mean, I know that some people might just keep it to themselves. I get it, but, like, don't feel like you have to. Like, fucking, like,
what's the point, dude? What's the point of the internet, dude? It's like, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you say something, I'll disagree with you. I don't, like, it's not that big of a deal. I say something, you'll be like, actually, nah, man. Like, what are you talking about? It's so weird, man. Like, you can't over, like, a basic human right, which we should. I thought we all agreed it was over a basic human right that we should never stop fighting for.
And again, what's your plan?
You want to get into podcast wars over it? They call Jimmy Dore a podcaster. What is Chapo?
Exactly, dude. And at the end of the day, like, okay, you're saying we're going about it wrong. You do it. You fucking do it in record time. Like, get us this healthcare shit. If you're the expert on how to do this, on how to actually get this shit passed legislatively, and also the people that the other end of the spectrum, the fucking, like, the communists and shit that are like, actually, it's not like a legislature. It's like, we need like a grassroots revolution to get this. It's like, Yeah, to get the legislature. It's like literally, it's like you're not going to overthrow the. Oh, this might be wrong.
Oh, that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. That said that. That
Uh-huh.
one. Yeah, that one person was like,
Anyway.
what if, like, you're over here talking about this shit, and it's not just like simple legislation. I was like, no, it's legislation.
It's like everywhere else in the world. Like, okay, I get that you want everything burned down and overthrown. Like, I kind of want that too. But like at the same time, maybe we could just slide this through, just like get a vote, or something.
Get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. That's all I need you to do. I didn't think these are the same people that, and I've said this before on this podcast, but these people that are defending AOC, no matter what, right? Even if AOC dropped a hard R, they're like, here's the thing. We tracked AOC's 23andMe and we found a 3%, like, and they would be doing that type of shit. If Bernie had
Elizabeth Warren,
high cheekbones, and the if Bernie had won and Bernie wasn't doing shit, I thought we were all going to be a policy over politician and be like, no, Bernie, this is what you're here for. We need this done. They wouldn't do that. They'd be like, Katie Halper wants to go at Bernie for not getting health care.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Katie? Here's what you said in 2011. Kyle Kalinske, you're hungry. And and they'd be doing all that kind of shit.
Yeah, bro. It's a fundamental difference. It's a fundamental difference in the way people think about this shit. Yeah.
Whatever, man.
And what's funny, it's always the motherfucking privileged ass, like PMC class leftists that are tone policing and saying like,
if you say retard in your tweet that had nothing that was wrong in it, but you said like retarded, they're like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. Your rose belongs to me now. Thank you.
Exactly.
And please pack your rose in.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
So, but yeah, I think that's it, man.
All right.
So he's at Crypto Sci. I'm at Glen Rockney. This is at Rare Candy Pod 1. Subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. Leave a review if you want to. It helps people find it. Shout out to everybody that's been listening to it. Shout out to COH. That was a really fun episode last time. That's it for us. Peace.